Hello all you Slayers, my name is Matt and welcome to Slayer's Lair. Hello Slayers, welcome back to Slayer's Lair. Today we're going to take a look at Season 1, Episode 5, titled Never Kill a Boy on the First Date. Yeah, it originally aired on March 31st, 1997. Let's get into it. Buffy kills a vampire at the graveyard while Giles critiques her technique. He finds a mysterious ring dropped by the vampire. The Master summons his minions and he says the Anointed will be his greatest weapon against the Slayer. Giles and Buffy research the symbols that are engraved in the ring they found in the graveyard. A boy named Owen enters the library and Buffy seems smitten with him. Cordelia asks Owen out to the Bronze that evening, but he seems more interested if Buffy is going to be there. Giles discovers the Anointed is going to be resurrected that night, but Buffy seems more interested in her date with Owen. Buffy and Giles end up at the graveyard, but nothing's happening like he thought. Buffy wants to get off to the Bronze to get to her date with Owen, and Giles lectures her about her duties. He's a party pooper. At the Bronze, Buffy sees Owen dancing with Cordelia. This upsets her, and she runs off. A weird guy is spouting off some nonsense to a busload of passengers. This distracts the driver. He almost hits somebody, but he swerves at the last minute, but he crashes. Is that the same bus driver? It doesn't look like it. The bus driver gets out of the bus to check on the guy he almost hit, and it turns out that's a vampire. Another vampire grabs the weirdo that was on the bus and bites him in the neck. Owen asks Buffy where she was last night and she makes up some excuse. Owen says Cordelia was way too grabby. Boo-hoo. Owen asks her out again for that night and he lends her his watch. The Master is happy with the progress his minions have made thus far, and he orders them to bring him the Anointed. Giles reveals that 5 people died during the bus accident. Owen stops by to pick up Buffy for the date, and she convinces Giles to let her go despite what's going on. Owen takes Buffy back to the Bronze again, and she looks at her beeper. Yes, her beeper. Do you guys know what a beeper is? Cordelia interrupts Buffy and Owen dancing, and they just brush her off. Cordelia is hot. So how do you choose between those two? Giles arrives at the funeral home where he is confronted by vampires. He easily escapes them just by running away, and he barricades himself in one of the rooms. Willow and Xander show up to try and rescue him, but there are bars on the window, and they can't get through. Cordelia's hair is crimped. Angel and Buffy talk about the prophecy, and she tells him she's on a date. Angel seems threatened by that, which is fine, because he's a loser. Willow and Xander convince Buffy to go to the funeral home to help save Giles, and she tells Owen to stay there. She kisses Owen right in front of Angel. Haha. Back at the funeral home, it turns out Owen followed them. Apparently teleporting is a thing in Sunnydale. Buffy finds Giles, and she formulates a plan to distract Owen so he doesn't see Giles there. All of the lights are on in the middle of night at a funeral home. Owen stumbles upon a dead body, and he seems oddly fascinated by it. It turns out the dead body is that weirdo from the bus, and his name is Andrew. There's nothing on his neck now, so that's kind of weird that it healed by itself. Andrew easily knocks out Owen, and he engages in a battle with Buffy, but she slides him right into the furnace. Buffy is upset at the way her date ended. No kidding. But the next day, Owen tells Buffy how exciting the date was, and he wants to do it again. Owen asks her out again, but he seems more interested in seeing action. Vampire action, not Buffy action. That's wrong. Buffy turns down his offer and Giles tells her once again about her responsibilities. Buffy does start to realize she has other responsibilities that come before her personal life. The Master says that Buffy will not know the Anointed, but he will lead her to hell. So what did you guys think of that episode? You know, it was kind of strange in that it was one big lesson about Buffy prioritizing her responsibilities as a Slayer above her personal life. I did think it was a little strange that we introduced this boy named Owen and he sees a dead body and there's some questionable things happening, and then he just kind of goes off thinking nothing else of it after that. But he's not a main character, so they're not going to keep his storyline going, I'm guessing. It was kind of strange they threw that in there. And then they also threw in the aspect of the Anointed, and that, you know, certain sacrifices had to be made to bring him back, and it didn't get completed, so the Master is back at square one, I guess. I honestly don't know what's keeping the Master from just climbing up to the surface and going after Buffy himself. He's trying to get all these other people resurrected to do his dirty work for him. Maybe I missed something, I don't know. Is he not allowed to? Does he have to stay underground? I'm gonna have to do a little more research on that, but maybe they haven't revealed it quite yet. Anyhow, let me know what you think of it. I appreciate it if you made it to the end of the video. I gotta go. Bye.